So this is a Hades tier list, but I'm not ranking people by their keepsakes or the boons they give or anything dumb like that. The criteria I wish to rank them on is far more primal. How would they perform as roommates? That's all there is to it, so let's just get started.
Subscribe. Do it right now.
The first one up is Zeus, which is unfortunately a very weak start. He'll eat the dessert you've been saving all week and claim it's because he wants to help you lose weight. Absolute garbage man, F tier. Next up is Poseidon. He's a much nicer guy than his brother, but he's also really irresponsible, so we'll just stick him in C tier. Aphrodite is a special case. She knows everything about everyone, which is useful, but also very dangerous. Handle with care. Very situational, C tier. Ares is nice enough, but you get a weird aura off him. One day he'll walk into the house covered in blood. This'll turn out to be a pretty regular thing in fact, and you'll never find out whose blood it is. Not worth the trouble, D tier. Finally, we're getting to the good stuff. Artemis is a bro. Granted, she will sometimes drag animal carcasses into the house and skin them, but that does save money on groceries big time, so we can plonk her into A tier. Now Athene is kind of a know-it-all, but she means well and has a good head on her shoulders, B tier. Demeter is that one roommate who's way older than anyone else in the house and condescends to everyone because of it. Not a good vibe at all, D tier. Dionysus is a matter of taste. He's a fun guy to be around, but there will literally not be one single quiet night in your house. I'm gonna plonk him in B tier. Hermes is an inspiration. Somehow he juggles 3 full-time jobs at once and does it with a smile every day. You wish you could talk to him more, but he's always on the move. A tier. Now honestly, I have a hard time placing Chaos because you never know what you're gonna get. They are by far the absolute weirdest person you'll ever come across. I'll just put them in C tier. Now once you've looked at Hades, you will have never seen a more depressed man in your life. He constantly moans about his job, but it's only a matter of time until he snaps. He only shows signs of happiness when he talks about his wife, but that's not enough of a redeeming quality, so D tier it is. Nyx is the mom of the house, but sometimes she makes the dumbest decision and you just have to be constantly vigilant for that, so she goes to B tier. Persephone's also the mom of the house. She has about 30 plants in her room, and you know what? More power to her. A tier. Now we get to our main man, Zagreus. Every once in a while, he goes out into the neighborhood and ransacks everything in sight, but it never reaches the house somehow. You don't know where he gets the super expensive beverages he keeps giving you, but you've learned not to ask. S tier. Megara is quite reasonable and responsible, but the crack of her whip carries through walls really well and no one is brave enough to tell her about it. B tier. Tisiphone on the other hand is not so reasonable, but at least she won't talk your ear off about petty drama. D tier. Alecto should be avoided at all costs. If you value your life at all, stay away. Definite F tier. It's hard to get to know Thanatos, but he's a swell guy once you do. He comes and goes at the most random times, but he's never late for rent, so he's A tier. You're not sure how Hypnos has kept his job for so long, but he spends so much of his paycheck on devil's lettuce that it's not like he pays rent anyway. You can't stay mad at him though. C tier. Now Charon is quite different. If you borrow money off him, he will hunt you down if you don't Venmo him the exact amount the day after. The dude's loaded though, so he's always good for rent. B tier. Well, there's not much debate where Deuce is concerned. Super hard worker, good at cleaning, and really nice? Yeah, that's a definite S tier. Orpheus tends to bring the mood down when he's around. You know he has a guitar. You've seen it in his room. But he vehemently refuses to play. Weird little man, C tier. Refreshingly enough, Skelly is actually one of the most normal people here. He's a cool guy to hang around with. B tier. Achilles is a really stand-up dude until he gets way too drunk and doesn't shut up about that one ex who wouldn't move across the country with him. I think this balances out at B tier. I wouldn't say Cerberus is a roommate, he's more of a pet, so I'll just give him A tier and move on. Sisyphus is kind of a pushover and he keeps talking to his pet rock, but somehow it's endearing, so he goes in B tier. With Eurydice, what more could you want? She's good conversation, she makes the best damn food you've ever had, and she's not afraid of sharing it either. That's a shoo-in for S tier. Patroclus is always sad and bitter about that one ex who left him to move across the country. He's not mean though, and he offers you weird bacon every once in a while, so C tier. So here's the thing. Asterius is actually one of the best guys around, but he's only B tier because he's always with his insufferable best friend. Speaking of which, Theseus, D tier. So that's everybody. Let me know what you think of my assessment. I have a bunch of other video essay type content here as well. Peace.